Hey everyone, welcome back to PALS TV. Happy Friday, June 5th. So I'll give out a shout out to our buddy Mike. It's his birthday today. So if you see Mike here on PALS TV, call him out, wish him a happy birthday. It's been a fun week. It's been a blast bringing you season 6 here all week long on PALS TV. We've had great segments. Starting out in Steubenville with our scavenger hunt, some of our crossword puzzles, animal trivias, and then finishing out with our recycling tour and paper mill tour yesterday. Over in Columbus, Phil's been able to give us great segments with his book clubs, cooking classes, and then science experiments. In Gallia, doing gardening, ceramics, going to historical landmarks and doing tours there. And then Scott King, obviously, giving us great segments in his empowerment and self-defense courses. AOTL with their chair yogas and teaching us how to make sidewalk chalk. That was very cool. And their drawing classes, those have been great segments. Harrison with their fishing and music trivias. And then Heath and all the fun they've had over there in Licking County with some of the games they played with us. Together We Grow, Gardens coming in and doing segment, and then Gaming with Gary. So today, it's going to be no different. We're going to have a fun finish to season 6 here, starting out in Columbus with our very own Professor Phil. Then we will be, after that, doing an interview with one of our executives here at PALS, heading over to visit with Shelly, doing some fitness fun during the lunchtime. Then rounding out our afternoon with AOTL, Disney Trivia, and Keith has a great finish for us with some hot wing Pictionary. So I can't wait for that segment. But first, we're going to be heading over to Columbus, joining Phil. We love the segments Phil has been able to bring to us here on PALS TV. He wears many hats at PALS, whether it's cooking in the lab, as you can see behind me, in our canoe trip last year. He was definitely the adventurous. So we love what Phil brings to the PALS, and we're truly thankful for the time he's been able to give us here on PALS TV. So this information he's been able to give us in these segments, really with the health side of it, it's going to be very valuable when we come back together and we're all joined in just being precautious and safe in our approach. So live from Columbus, we have Professor Phil.
Morning again, gang. How's everybody doing? I asked that just as a greeting rather than asking individually, but we might get to that later. So, life has a lot of stuff it throws at you, and it can be really stressful. It's difficult to know how to deal with that in ways that are healthy for us. It's not just something that goes on in your head. It has a lot of physical effects that impact our health. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We get started on this. Let's talk about what we find stressful. Day to day, what stresses you out? So give me a wave and I'll throw it. Oh, there's Mark.
What stresses me out is people causing drama.
People causing drama. What kind of drama you mean, Mark?
Well, let's say like people coming to me with their relationship dramas.
Right. So people got their relationships. They always come to you. That can be a tricky one because, sometimes people have problems and they want to come and talk to us, and that's okay. But when they draw you into what's going on with them, and it just makes it worse, that's one to stress out. And even if you want to help, you can be stressed out by their drama, and it makes it really difficult to help. So it's good to know how to deal with that stress so you can help other people. Caitlin, do you have one? All right, there you go. What's that?
The angle.
Anger. What do you get angry about?
The news.
What?
The news.
The news. There is a lot of stuff in the news every day, all the time. Your entire life, the news can be just kind of a mess. It's difficult to know how to deal with that stuff, even personally, much less how we deal with it in life and society and things like that. But it feels, just runs you down, it's depressing, just beats on you the whole time. Just through the day. Like, first thing I do in the morning after I shower, I turn on the BBC World Service news. That is not always a really happy start to the day. There's a lot of bad stuff happens in the news. How do we deal with that so we can go on about our day? Anybody else got any stress in the regular days? I re-asked the question because Kristen just got on. She usually answer for stuff. You got anything this time, Kristen?
How you doing, Phil? How you doing this morning?
Oh, I'm doing well. How's yourself?
Oh, good. It was a lot. It rained a lot yesterday in the afternoon.
There is a lot of rain. Did the rain stress you out? How about that?
Yeah,
I get
to water my bug plant. So.
Oh, it does. It does water things. How about stress? Where do you get stress in your life? What stresses you?
My mom.
Right. Yeah. In a lot of ways, parents can stress us out. Sometimes it's because we need to do stuff we don't really want to do, or stop doing something that we really do want to do. And the way that people say things can stress us out, particularly parents. Sometimes, this is very true for me, that our parents have problems, and this can happen with our friends and other family members as well. They will stress us out because those problems are stressing them out, and they come and talk to us. It's kind of like the relationship Bram and Mark was talking about before. Yeah, somebody's got a bunch of health problems. It seems like they've always got health problems. They're always bringing them to you. I don't know what to do. I just can't do anything. That source of frustration can be a big type of stress that, I don't know what I can do. I don't have a way to make things better. That one there. All right. Anybody else? Got anything that makes them stressed out? Alex, you just rubbing your head or you waving?
I just waving.
All right, just waving. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so stress comes from a lot of things. Some things, when we talk about measuring the brain and how we think and things like that, some things, they build up and underneath that, like depression. The thing that is depression that happens in our head, and it happens in a lot of different ways. And the more different ways, that's more depression. Stress is kind of different, and that there's not a stress thing that happens in our head. It's all stuff that happens that keeps adding stress. So one way to relieve some stress is to find things that stress you out. And if you're getting stressed out, avoid some of the others. If you get stressed because your friends are bringing their relationship around with you all the time and drawing you into that, and you're stressed because you watch the news and that's making you stressed out, skip the news on a day you know your friends are coming over. Limit your sources of stress. Stress isn't a thing that comes from inside your head. It's the outside pushing and making your head do stuff. And not just your head. So a lot of different ways we experience stress, just there are a lot of different ways that we get stress. So when you are stressed out, what does it feel like for you? What do we got? What happens to you? Yes, Kate?
When I get stressed out, I feel angry and mad.
You get angry. We have a lot of different emotions that we can have during stress. And emotions blend together. It's not always just one. A lot of the emotions we feel with stress can lead to anger. And that can be true in other cases too. Sometimes, like I was talking about before, when you can't do anything and that stresses you out, your emotion is frustration. Because you can't do anything, then you become angry. So you've got two negative emotions upon you. Sometimes stress just makes you sad. Sometimes frustration makes you sad. And a lot of us, particularly at a certain age, we were taught a lot that the way to deal with sadness is to get angry about it. Not perhaps the most healthy way to do things, but it's what we get stuck with. And we have to retrain ourselves to avoid that. Because then we get angry and that produces more stress. Anybody else? What does it feel like in your head, or what does your body feel like when you're stressed out?
I feel where I get to the point that I get a headache.
All right, so we can get headaches for a lot of different physical reasons. Headaches generally are caused by things, two of which are kind of the same thing. Sometimes you have water. You get water in your body. You get dried out, you get a headache. That has nothing to do with stress, usually. Like, if you already got a headache, you feel a lot more stress when something small stressful happens. If you don't get enough oxygen to your brain, that can give you a headache. And you should be getting a lot of oxygen when you're stressed out. And if you're getting good blood flow to your brain, that can also give you a headache. Generally, you get more blood, more oxygen when you're stressed. But as it goes on, that'll slow down. And then you can get these stress headaches just from that. Yes, Kristen.
I get stressed out when my stomach really hurts.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of stuff going on in the stomach. And when the stomach gets active, well then, particularly if you haven't eaten much, the more active your stomach is, the more likely it is to start hurting. It can even come up the esophagus, lead you to the heartburn. As we were talking about 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, in our digestion, I think 3 weeks ago. But I remember the time. I have no concept of the passage of time. So what basically happens, standard for stress, is that when we're in a stressful situation, we go into something called autonomic arousal. And I will refer to that pretty much as just arousal or being aroused throughout this. That's a physical state of getting your body ready for something. This also happens when we're happy, excited. It's all the same on your body. Just your mind decides, well, this is a bad thing, and I feel stressed. This is a good thing, and we're excited. And all strong emotions do this. Fear, things like this. On arousal is getting your body ready to do stuff. So all of your veins and arteries open up real wide. We call it vasodilation. All your blood vessels open up, and you start pouring blood through your body so you can get nutrients and oxygen all your body. Your heart speeds up. If we got a bigger pipe, we got to push harder to get that blood to everywhere. So if you were afraid and you're stressed out because something's frightening you, you can run away a lot faster because you've got nutrients into your leg muscles and you can move. If you're angry and you want to beat something up, don't beat up people. It's not nice. But if you feel that way, the reason we go into this, our blood vessels open wide is so that we can hit harder and faster. We cause damage. Don't do that to people. It's not good. And don't destroy things. It can help. You know, sometimes that's really what you think you need to do. And part of what we're doing now is finding something else to do and deal with that stress in a better way. So your blood vessels open up big, your heart starts beating really fast, your breathing speeds up, but it goes shallower. You don't take great big deep breaths. You take quick short ones. That's going to pour more and more oxygen into your bloodstream. That oxygen is what helps us move around. So it's, again, the same thing. Your eyes, the pupil of your eye, the black part, opens up much wider than normal. As you may know, when it's dark, your pupils open up big, so we get more light in, and we're able to see better in the dark. If it's really bright, our pupils get small, so we're not blinded by all that light. So no matter what the light is, when we're stressed and we go into an arousal state, those are up so we can see more. Your brain puts more processing power into what's going on in the world and trying to make sense of it so that we can see it. A lot of the stuff our eyes see, our brain doesn't. We just ignore it. It just doesn't matter until we pay attention to it. When we're in a state of arousal, that's different. We pay attention to pretty much everything. Because we don't know if a tiger is going to jump out from the closet. Who knows? We got to be ready for it. We're worried about stuff. So this is how our body responds. And when it's a negative thing and keeps going, because stress usually isn't something like fear, which would cause a state of arousal. Fear, somebody jumps out at you, you get scared. Your heart starts beating fast, you breathe quick, everything opens up, your eyes get big, and then oh, no, it's fine. I'm not really afraid anymore. And you relax pretty quickly. Stress keeps going. Because that stress, whatever's causing it, just doesn't go away. Your mom doesn't stop hassling you just because you're sped up. The news doesn't go away no matter what we do. Our friends still have relationships and still have problems. All of this stuff still happens, and it keeps going on. So we stay in that state of arousal. And it takes a toll on our body. It makes us tired. We start running out of the oxygen. Our heart can't beat that fast, and we can't push that stuff through. And we're not getting that blood and oxygen to our brains. We get those headaches. And eventually, stress takes really tough tolls on our body. That our heart beating faster all the time and trying to breathe all the time. Our heart starts to get weaker, and it's more likely that we're going to have like a heart attack or something, or just some kind of heart condition. Maybe not a heart attack, but a lot of people, probably not a lot. It's a fairly common story, let's put it that way. People having heart attacks from stress. And we need to deal with that in a lot of ways. Sometimes it's best to get rid of the stress. That's easiest. Well, not easiest. But that's the most effective. If there isn't a source of stress, you're not going to be stressed about it. But like the things we've been talking about, we just can't get rid of them. And you can get new friends. You can stop talking to your parents. You can not watch the news forever. Most of those things just aren't going to happen for us. It's just not practical. I cannot stop talking to my mother. It's just never going to happen. I would feel like a really bad person were I to do that. Although, if my mother was a really bad person and was stressing me out, not because I was just finding something irritating, but because she was doing bad things, then yes, take off. You don't stick around abusive situations just because it's family. So if we can get rid of source of stress, that'll help. Another way we can do it is to rethink of the stressful thing so that doesn't seem stressful anymore. Most of us don't drive, but as an example, if you drive or know anybody that drives, a massive source of stress, people cutting you off in traffic. It's not great when you're a passenger. It really irritates you when you're driving, you're trying to get someplace, and you are angry at that person, and all the traffic is just making you nuts. You're stressed out. It's not a very pleasant way to drive wherever you're going. You end up there frustrated and angry and upset. And that doesn't do you any good. But maybe they didn't do that because they're a jerk. Maybe you got cut off because that person is about to deliver a baby. They're pregnant, about to have a baby, and they need to get to the hospital right now. And that's why they cut you off. So that's okay. There's no reason to be upset at that person. It's probably not true, that story that I just made up about the person that cut me off, but it makes me feel better. I'm not upset at them, and it gets rid of my stress. If you could make up a story that the source of your stress isn't a bad thing, and you can sympathize with them, even empathize with them, and feel what they're feeling, then that can help get rid of some of the stress. More about getting rid of those emotions that lead to stress, the frustration and anger and things like that. It doesn't matter if the story is true, unless somebody you know and you're making up a false story about them, and that's going to affect how you deal with them. Don't do that, because that's weird. But stranger stress, sometimes news stress, you just make up a story and make them a sympathetic person. And in most cases, they are a sympathetic person. Probably a person who cuts me off in traffic is not on their way to the hospital, or there's something terrible happening there. Probably they just didn't notice. There's a lot of things I've done wrong because I didn't notice. And, I'm sorry about that, and I'll try and make it better. If I know about it, but what can that person do? Probably that's the case. They're just like me. They're not trying to stress me out. They just happen to, and there's no reason for me to be upset and angry. Just relax. That doesn't work for a lot of different types of stresses. So, probably not the best thing for your friends bring relationship drama if you make up weird stories about them to make it okay, because then you've got this weird story that is true about your friend. And how are you going to deal with them then? Same thing with your parents. It would just be weird. No, it's not my mother's fault. She was taken over by lizard people from outer space for about 10 minutes and just really upset me. That is not going to be very helpful in your relationship with your parents later on in life. So we need something to deal with stress all the time. More about us. Instead of making stories about the world and dealing with that, instead of avoiding parts of the world, how do we change ourselves to deal with stress better? Mostly that's about counteracting that arousal state. So that when our body is excited and everything's going all crazy inside, we find a way to relax. And we do it over and over again until that relaxation isn't a thing we do. It's just what we automatically happens in our body as soon as we hit that stress point so that we can relax. So, anybody remember what autonomic arousal is? What happens to your body? Several things that I said. When you get stressed or excited, you have a strong emotion, stuff happens. That's just a minute ago. Anybody remember any of it? Give me a wave if you got it. Caitlin, what do you got?
I remember you stress, you get your stomach is stressed.
Right. Your stomach gets upset because everything gets activated and more excited. We're pumping more into it. So when we get stressed, We get that quick, shallow breathing. That's a fairly, you can't, we also get, our veins start going up. What? Over to Lauren. Lauren, what you got?
I get emotional.
Yep. We can definitely get emotional. And that can cause stress or that can be part of stress. Either way. Happens a lot of different ways. Kristen, what do you got?
Well, I don't like people spreading rumors or say something behind their backs.
Yeah, that's like a whole different type of drama. It's not other people's problems coming in on you. It's them causing problems for you. I go, okay. So physically, what happens? We get our blood vessels open up. AP, what do you got there?
Hi.
Howdy. What you got to say?
What you're talking about is pretty cool.
Good to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
I talked to Mike Aparo. We get done.
Yeah, he was just waving at you.
I know. I want to talk to Mike Aparo.
All right. So physically, when we get stressed out, blood vessels go so we can get more blood to everything, but you can't really feel that. You might feel a little warmer, get a lot of warmth. You might see your skin flush a bit, dark, get a little red, but generally you don't notice that your veins got a little bigger. You can feel your heart kind of speed up sometimes. Not a lot of control over your heart. And your pupils get bigger, so you can see more, and you got no control over that. Yes, Kristen?
Yeah, when I was stressed out before, and I never noticed my periods just stopped.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that could happen. You just don't pay attention to stuff. And heavy stress over time can change your period in different ways. It can stop it, and that's most common because the body needs all that energy and nutrition to normally be part of menstruation, and you need that because you're afraid of things or angry at things. So your body needs that to act, or it thinks it does. It probably doesn't. It'd be fine. But long stress can do that. And it can go the other way for short stress and bring on an early period occasionally, but it's more likely it's going to shut it down for a bit. Which can be really unpleasant if it's long-term stress, and that goes for a while, and you just have really short periods. They're way separated and it goes for a long months. That can be really tough. So the one thing in autonomic arousal we do have pretty good control over and that we notice is our breathing. When we get excited and aroused, we get that rapid, shallow breathing. So that if we know this is happening, and we learn, all right, breathing shallow, so I need to breathe slowly and deeply, then that can help counteract those physical effects. And those physical effects are what our brain interprets as stress and what takes a toll on our body. So if we tell our body, no, we're not stressed, we're not having this reaction, then our brain will help think that and can help reduce the effects of stress. It doesn't get rid of what was happening, but it keeps us healthier when that happens. So let's work on some breathing here. We want to breathe deep and slow, and we want a practical way to do this that we can do at any time. We're out walking around, and our friends come over, like David and Mark, and they start drawing us into their drama. We start getting stressed. We don't need to make a big production of anything. We just need a good way to breathe. So if you sit up nice and straight, make sure your neck's straight, And tuck your chin just a little tiny bit, not way down here, just a bit down, and that'll straighten your spine out more. And you can tuck your hips a little forward, but that's not really necessary. A little excessive. And then you want to take quiet, deep breath. Not a big breath, but a slow, big breath. Don't throw your chest out, but definitely sit up as much as you can. As straight as you can get. Thanks, Lauren. You don't want to throw your chest out because that'll put more stress on your heart. You're pushing on that, so it's going to beat even harder, and then you're going to need to breathe more rapidly to make up for to catch up with that. So we want a big, deep one down the stomach, and you push your stomach out when you breathe in this case. Just slow and through the nose, your nose all blocked, and then through the mouth. Do what you can, and push your stomach out. Just a really long breath in. You don't hold it if you're breathing this long because you need to get rid of it. And then you just slowly breathe out and pull your stomach back in. And just quiet. Oh, and shoulders back. You want your rib cage nice and open. You don't want to throw your chest up. You want it open so you can get lots of air in there. Just slowly do that. A lot of people talk about counting to 10 when they're stressed out or angry. And this is a good thing to throw with this. You just count your breaths to 10, which takes a lot longer than counting 10 seconds. One. Two. And on up to 10. This will just slow your body down. All those things that are going on that tell you it needs to be exciting and you need to react to the world. Then, yeah, you're just telling your body everything's okay. You don't need to jump up on anything. Just relax. And then you can deal with things without your body telling you everything's going nuts. You got to deal with everything. You're just going to deal with this right now. But I got another one. I missed one. Oh, yep. Mula was mentioning music. What kind of music?
Disney, country, Christian.
These are all things that calm you down?
Sometimes, not all the time.
Not all
but
the time.
Certain cases.
Right.
Not all the time, but certain cases.
Do you have any particular, like one song or one artist that this is a calming thing that I, not just something I like.
Frozen. Adina Menzel.
Right. So you listen to the Frozen soundtrack. It's relaxing. It's got that big anthemic swells behind it, so it makes you feel better about yourself and the world. It works really well like that. There's also music just made to relax. It's a bit old at this point, but everybody always used Enya to relax. She's very relaxing. Quiet, chill music.
Calm music. Calm.
What's that?
I think calm music.
Calm music. What kind of calm music do you listen to? Do you listen to calm music, Caitlin, ever?
Sometimes when I get stressed and frustrated.
All right, so what is it? What's your favorite calm song?
I like the Thunder.
Oh, like the thunderstorm things, the atmospheric stuff?
Yeah.
It can be really nice. And some of those have music behind it, like chimes and things like that. If you don't just listen to that, you can go either way. That hit? Yeah.
I listen to mostly Nickelback. and that calms me down.
Mark, Nickelback. We've talked about it before. I'm just so disappointed. But two things here. One, it doesn't matter if somebody likes what you like it anyway. Everybody else can go hang. And two, it's about what makes you relaxed. If it freaks somebody else out, it doesn't matter. There's an old commercial about a couple having a romantic dinner, and then they start blasting death metal from the speakers because that's what's good for them. Might not be great for all of us for a romantic dinner, but it works for them. Same thing here. All right. Kristen, what do you got?
I usually listen to classical music sometimes. Sometimes I listen to like rain or listen to the ocean. It really does calm me down. And some other music too.
So you got those nature sounds. There's a lot of classical music that's good for relaxation. There's also some that would not be good for relaxation. I would not say that Ravel's Bolero, or pretty much anything by Tchaikovsky. A couple of ballets. They got a lot of energy and a lot of stuff that's going on that you got to take. That would not calm me down. Classical Spanish guitar. That is wonderfully relaxing to me. Again, Caitlin.
When it calms me down, it's going on a bike ride.
Right. So we've got all this excess energy. Our body's telling us to use it. And our brain says this stressful thing happened. I'm in this arousal state. It must be because of the stress. But if you exercise, your brain says, oh no, I'm all excited and have everything ready to work because I'm exercising. Then your brain ignores that stress and just focuses on the exercise. JP, you got something?
Yeah.
What do you
I
got?
play music on my phone.
Right. What kind of music you like playing on the phone?
Mm-hmm.
Any particular song you like to relax?
Big Girls Don't Cry.
The Frankie Valli version?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Love me some Frankie Valli. For instance, I listen to a lot of Hindu religious chants. That relaxes me a whole lot. I don't particularly know why. Just make me feel good. Also, there's I can't remember the name of the style. There's a Pakistani Islamic musical style that I also enjoy. I think part of those because I don't understand the languages that those are sung in, and so it's just this sound to me. And there are also some, not pop, but other modern musical artists that just make noise with their mouths rather than words, and that helps me. Lauren, yeah, there you are.
What's Hindu?
What?
What is Hindu? You said
Hindu?
something about Hindu music.
Hindu is the largest religion in India. It's a polytheistic faith. They've got a lot of different gods. We could do a whole thing on comparative theology, but don't have time today. But now it's an interesting idea for later. So all kinds of music can relax us, and breathing. One of the issues with using music is we need some time to be able to do that. We need a place that works. That's what's really handy about a breathing response. Is that no matter where we are, we can take a few deep breaths, relax our bodies so that our minds relax. Mark, what do you got?
Another thing that calmed me down is watching Dragon Ball Z.
Fine. Something just enjoyable. Just watch TV for a while if you enjoy TV. And you're going to watch something that is relaxing to you. I would not find Dragon Ball Z relaxing. And most of the television I watch, I would not find relaxing at all. I do not watch relaxing television. So that wouldn't help me. But it helps Mark. It can help you try it out. If it does, use it. Caitlin, what do you got?
I got my room when I relax.
You clean your room to relax?
No, so I go to my room.
Oh, go to your room. Right. So getting into a different place can help. A particular room because it's yours. That is the place that you're safe. It's relaxing. You can close it off, and you don't get all that stuff from outside in there. And Lauren likes to watch Zuba which is a fine show. Might watch that. Oh, wait, I do watch a television show to relax. I like The Joy of Painting with Bob Ross. That is the most relaxing thing I can think of on the planet. I'll just sit. Sometimes I'll just go in the morning and it's a rough day. I will just turn on Bob Ross and watch him all day. And I'll feel better about the world and life. What do you got there, Kristen?
Sometimes I like to relax when I like to float around the pool, swimming pool.
Right. I love water myself. I could just go stand and stare at it. But you can go, just get in the pool. One, you can do what Caitlin was talking about earlier, swim for a while, get some exercise. Or, like Kristen said, you just float. You can't be excited and all jittery and float because you'll start to sink. So you just calm your body off to float. Everything's supporting you in the water. And you just relax. You don't have to worry about things. The water's got it. It'll hold you up. It'll take care of it. No problems with anything. All right. Well, we were going to do a few meditation things, but we're coming to the end of our time because you guys had so much good stuff to talk about. That's great. Keep doing that. And do it with other people too. Everybody loves it. More we talk to each other, the better this stuff works. But that'll just about kill us our time for today. So we will go ahead and kick it over to continuity.
Thank you, Phil, for starting out our day right here on PALS TV. Love the information you're able to give us in these segments and definitely the engagement and everyone participating. So thank you for that. So that was a great start to our day live from Columbus. We can't thank Phil enough for everything he's done here. And next we're going to do Social Time with Galia. It's going to be an interview with one of our team members here at PALS. So come back and join us here soon. Thanks again, Phil.
Take care, gang.
See everyone soon.